Alright lads, welcome back to the Inside Minecraft podcast. Everything you need to know inside Minecraft. We are back again for possibly the fourth week in a row. Unless thunder strikes twice and the guest I have on actually turns out to be a curse. But today, no cutting around the chase. Whatever. I don't really care. Welcome, PrimeStrat.
Hi, hello. How you guys doing? Yeah.
So, a fun fact for anyone who might not know it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Prime. I'll let you talk in a second.
No worries, no worries.
For a fun fact for anyone who might not know it, me and Prime recorded a podcast back in December. That was when I was meant to be making a comeback for the Inside Minecraft podcast. However, after recording the podcast with PrimeStrat, I decided that I wanted to work even harder than I already was, meaning I had no time to edit and there was still that demotivation, etc. So sadly that podcast never got uploaded alongside the RKY one last summer, meaning that we're re-recording it now because, to be fair, I could have still uploaded it because some of it was still relatively relevant, I guess. However, a lot has changed and it's been a lot longer since you've been doing certain things, which we'll get into in the podcast. So that's why we're recording it today. And I've said it to you, Prime, I hate re-recording podcasts. I absolutely hate doing it because I've already talked to you about these kind of questions before. Luckily enough though, I don't really remember any of the answers, so it's good on that front as well. But yeah, sorry, I'll let you talk.
Hopefully there's enough nuance,
I mean, there will be. Introduce yourself. How's your day been? Go on. Selling point. I'll let you do your selling point now. Sorry, I just wanted to get all of that out of the way.
First things first. If I sound dead, I'm a bit sick, but don't worry. I'll live. So I'm PrimeStrat. I am now a Minecraft Bedrock YouTuber. I'm also a moderator for the Hive. I think those are like the main things that I'm kind of known for. I love making content. And I'm also working on a bunch of like big projects within like just the Minecraft Bedrock community. But yeah, I guess that's just me.
So, to jog your memory a little bit, just in case you forgot, because I somewhat remember. The last time I had you on a podcast 5 months ago, both of us were struggling from demotivation. And both of us hadn't really made much content in that period of time, or before that period of time. You had just become a Hive helper, or not just become but you were a Hive helper, because I believe you became a Hive mod in January. So you must have been a Hive helper at the time, or you were just freshly Hive mod. I've wanted to, it doesn't really matter anyways. And the third thing was you weren't unwell. We were both feeling quite well, and and as well, I don't know if you'd started on it or not, but it hadn't been announced. Your tournament, which once again, we're not going to talk about any of that right now because we're going to talk about it on the podcast. I don't want to mix and match things. You know how I am with my little, making everything in line kind of thing, PrimeStrat. But yeah, so that's just to jog your memory a little bit on what we did talk about. Once again, was never public, never is going to be public, sadly, because I've deleted the recording and everything. And yeah, welcome back.
Great to be back. Hopefully this does get uploaded and edited, unlike last one.
Well, unless you're a curse, I've actually just finished recording the ham sandwich podcast, which comes out a week before your one.
Ooh.
However, yours might not go out on the week I wanted to and might go out the week after, not because of the motivation, but because I'm going on holiday this week.
Oh, exciting.
So I'll talk about that a little bit. Sorry, Prime. I know this is your podcast, but I did want to talk about it a little bit. So it is currently May 1st when we're recording this. Kickstarting May quite well. I've just had an amazing stream as well. I like to promote myself on the podcast a little bit because people who listen to podcasts will most likely like watching streams as well, Prime. I hope you understand. I just finished an amazing stream, got a little bit, not really emotional, but I wrote like a really wholesome announcement. You read it. So there's that. Streaming has been going quite well. And my birthday's on Thursday, May 4th, Star Wars Day. So on May 5th,
oh my gosh.
So May 5th, I'm going away for the weekend. Just going to Ireland with my girlfriend. So, and tomorrow, May 2nd, I will possibly have a brand new stream intro. And PrimeStrat, it looks so good. I am so hyped. It's like, my one right now is amazing. It was made by GM19. My new one is also being made by GM19. But it's just, it's so good. It's just a relatable intro,
Insane Orbits, it would be really cool to go to twitch.tv/InsaneOrbits with 2 Z's at the end to go and watch watch this new stream intro tomorrow. You know?
Exactly. Well, I mean, you say tomorrow. I mean, it'd be quite a while because this podcast is planned to come out on the the 12th.
Oh
but
no!
if all things if it doesn't go to plan, then it goes on the 19th. But it's still fine. You know, it'll still be my
Go
stream
watch
intro.
the VODs then. Go watch the VODs.
Well, it'll still be
The
my
VODs
stream
will still be
intro,
up.
wouldn't it? It'll still be my stream intro anyways. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
And if people want to find you, you'll be streaming on YouTube. Which let's transition into talking about you, PrimeStrat.
Yes. So wow. There's a lot to unpack there.
So to kickstart before we talk about the YouTube thing, I wanna talk about the name PrimeStrat. Okay, and I've asked you this before. Once again, this is one of the questions I asked previously. However, because that podcast never went public, I'm asking you it again. Where did the name PrimeStrat come from? I would say where did the inspiration of the skin come from, but it looks a lot like you, so I think that answers that. But the name PrimeStrat, what's the deal?
So okay. So years ago, essentially I had the idea of like wanting to do content creation, and I felt like getting a name that I'm gonna stick with was like something I really wanted to do. So at the time I was really big into like strategy games, so that's where strat or strategy came from. And then I just kind of mixed matched words together until I found PrimeStrat, and I really liked the name. And then I proceeded to go on every social media platform I could get my grubby little hands on and just claim that name. And that's essentially how PrimeStrat came to be.
Wait, so but like why like PrimeStrat together? Any reason for that?
I guess, I just really I liked strategy games at the time, and I don't know, it just kind of came about after mixing and matching words.
Oh, so
I hated
worked.
what my
So
Xbox generated name was.
What was that?
So I knew I definitely all right. There's a history. So I think my Xbox generated name was like Thicker Pack something with a bunch of numbers.
Oh yeah, why would you want that?
Yeah, and then like I had an Xbox account for like 10 years, right? So somewhere around the line, Edgy Prime at the time changed his name to like Dark Legend or something like that, and then eventually I got PrimeStrat, and I was like, okay, this is good. We're keeping.
So there's like no reason, like it's just what you liked, and you just said.
I just what I liked. It sounded nice. Yeah, there's nothing super special about it other than maybe it describes my personality a little bit, but I'm very analytical. And then
the skin that you're currently wearing, did that come about before or after you showed your face?
My skin came about before I face revealed. I guess my like first ever skin I made, and it was terrible because I am terrible at making skins, and then eventually it evolved with many different viewers creating different variants of the skin. With the two most known versions of my skin being made by Silver PvPs, who I don't believe is even in the Hive community anymore, and then it later adapted and evolved by my friends Crazy Kitties and Bean Rollup, or Amy and
Amy made my skin.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, my skin with the mask, because at the profile picture I said I need like something relatively like it, and then at first I was a bit, when I first saw it, I was like, and then like literally I think it was 5 minutes later I was like, actually I really like this skin, and now I haven't changed it. It stayed the exact same for about a year and a half now, maybe.
Wow.
Ever since I got my new profile picture. So we have the same skin makers. So I guess with that really being, like, I knew that wasn't going to be that long, but I still have stuff to talk about regarding your past, etc. It's just not related to your name. So you started off with Hive Helper, right? To be a Hive mod, you have to be a Hive Helper first.
Or did you essentially how moderator is chosen, what we tell everybody essentially, and this is how it works, is the head of moderation, which is like I guess the role, which the head of moderation at the moment is Holly.
Yeah, so
and
Holly.
Essentially she just handpicks who becomes a moderator, and this is usually from the pool of helpers, that's correct, but it can also be ex-staff who have had the role before.
So did you start as a helper, or did you just jump straight in as a moderator?
I started as a helper.
When did you get
I think
helper?
I became... Yeah, I was about to say. I think I became helper... What was it? I think it was August of last year.
Okay, so about the time that I stopped making content then. That's when I got demotivated,
Yeah.
about August. Even though I did upload a podcast in October, that doesn't really count. And then you got moderator in January.
Yep.
So it's actually kind of lucky that that December one never came out now, because it's better talking about you being a moderator than a helper, because I can ask you more about it. Give or take. Obviously, we can't talk.
Give or take.
Well, you're on the podcast because you're a content creator. I've not invited you on because you're Hive stuff. I've invited you on because you're a content creator.
Of course, I know.
You being a moderator, I obviously want to ask about it, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Hive is a pretty big featured server, and I guess it's pretty prevalent in the Minecraft Bedrock scene, so it makes sense.
So with helper to mod, then you said there's like it just gets handpicked. How was your time as a mod bin then? Have you like? I guess you must be like active on Bedrock Edition, but with studies and I'm not sure if you have a job or not. I don't. I believe because you're studying, you don't, right? I mean, if you don't answer,
have a job at the moment.
Okay, so with your studies, with making content, with streaming and stuff like that, like now you're a Hive mod. How has that been treating you?
I'm very busy. Like, holy crap. It's insane because, as you said, I do have studies, and usually that sucks up about 4-ish, 5-ish hours of my weekdays and whatnot. But overall, it's been really good. I really enjoy helping out the server, and that is the reason why I became a helper to begin with. I wanted to contribute to the server that I just really loved, and I always enjoyed kind of helping in the behind the scenes, I guess, in that sort of sense. I have been staff on Minecraft servers prior to Hive.
Which ones?
I don't even know if anyone would know it, but there was a Java Pixelmon server.
Yeah,
Specifically, it was the. Oh yeah, I was a big Pixelmon fan in the past. I still am, but I don't really play it as much. The Pixelmon server was, I believe it was called Poke Ninjas. It is the owner of the Pixelmon Generations mod was the one who owns that server. At the time that I was staff on there, I think the server averaged around 200 or so players, and then around 1,000 over the whole network.
Okay, that's not too bad.
But yeah. Overall, when I became a Hive mod, other than the fact that my responsibilities differ from when I was a Hive helper, in the end I am still helping the server just in a different way.
Fair enough. God, see, this is why I hate re-recording podcasts, because it's still amazing talking to you. Don't get me wrong, it's so amazing talking to you, like it was the last time. But it felt like I had a lot more to ask you last time, because like back then I knew you a lot more. Do you get what I mean? So it's a lot easier to do like research on you. But now it's like, but I have a feeling the next few things we're gonna get into anyways is gonna lead to a long conversation. So that's not too bad. So
let's hear it.
When did you start streaming again? Recently? Not recently, but you know what I mean by that. Like, when was it? When did you come back? Because I believe you came back in March about the same time I did, didn't you?
Yeah. Wow. So about that time Okay, so I think around the time that I became a mod, I think like a week or two after, I was I was planning on coming back like throughout December, but I knew that I wanted to wait till the year kind of rolled around, because I knew that I wanted to kind of get a good grasp of like
being on the Hive again.
I wanted to do, I guess. I mean, I didn't really know I was going to become a Hive moderator at the time that I was like planning to come back to content creation.
Yeah.
So that delayed things a little bit, but I came back essentially like mid-January, or at least in terms of like trying to stream again. I announced that I was going to move to YouTube because I believe at the time there was just a lot of Twitch drama, and I have not seen Twitch growth in literally a year. I gained a few followers now and then, but yeah, I guess it just felt like I couldn't make progress as a content creator on Twitch. And eventually I was like, you know what? YouTube is starting to make a lot of changes with like the new live streaming tab where I can have my live streams public without ruining what my videos look like, and a bunch of other stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to move back to YouTube. And I've actually been very happy with it because I didn't really change a lot about what I'm doing content-wise necessarily. I have a lot more creative ideas. I've been making a lot more YouTube videos because I'm, with streaming on YouTube, I've been more motivated to, I guess, just make videos, and I've just kind of been doing my thing for a while. I'm pretty happy with the fact that I'm basically averaging around 1K views on videos now. I guess that's the bulk of it. I think I was just really demotivated with Twitch, and I knew that if I switched to YouTube, I felt like things would be better, and it has. I've been growing a lot faster on YouTube.
So, when you say go back to YouTube, did you used to stream on YouTube before you did on Twitch?
I did. So when I first joined the Hive community as a whole, back when I had like 200 to 400 subscribers, I used to multi-stream Twitch and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but multi-streaming kind of was difficult as well. And then eventually I just started doing just YouTube, and then eventually I moved fully to Twitch because
What was the deal with that? Yeah.
I guess so. I started to get rated by streamers like MJ Owns You and Potato Pie on
R.I.P.
Twitch.
MJ 07.
Yeah, dude. MJ was a huge inspiration for me for a lot of things.
I can tell. I'll get into that in a second. I'll let you keep talking. I'll explain why.
Yeah. But I guess from that point, I was talking to Anakin, if you know that streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, I know. I've always called them on one can.
On one can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this back when you moved over to Twitch for the first time, or are you talking about previously?
I'm
Like
talking
recently,
about
sorry.
when I first moved over to Twitch,
Okay,
because
alright.
Anakin was a bigger streamer, and I was I had contacts with him, so I was just kind of like, hey, I can become an affiliate now on Twitch. I was wondering if it made sense to just move fully to Twitch, get affiliate, and kind of try to grow on Twitch on Hive, and he gave me some advice on do what you want to do. I personally really like Twitch, and all my favorite streamers were on Twitch. So I moved to Twitch, and then in the end, I moved back to YouTube. But at the time, it seemed like the right decision.
So when you when you were streaming on Twitch, I didn't like really know you too well. Our first obviously I knew you later on, but I mean when you first started off, our first interaction was having you sing Dream Mask. So
Yeah.
do you I don't know how much of that you remember, sorry, but back in December
Oh, I remember
2021,
that so vividly. I remember I was so scared because you called me at
just
random.
randomly called
I
you.
was on my
Yeah.
PC. I was about to get on a flight. It was literally like, and I was literally like, I had 15 minutes to get into a car, drive to the airport, and get on a flight. And I get a call from you as I was just finishing up something on my PC, and it's like, PrimeStrat, I need to answer a few questions.
I can't
And
remember if it was you or not, but I forgot to record my audio for someone. I think it was your one. So like
It was you, yeah.
Yeah, so in the edit, it's just like you talking. But that was so because you was in CTC, and I thought I need someone interesting. And I like at this point I'd known you, but we'd never interacted. Because like scrolling back through the chat now, my first ever message to you was literally, "Call me. I want to ask you a few questions," or something like that. So we'd never like. I think I talked in your Twitch chats and stuff before, but like
Yeah.
So with back to I just wanted to get that in. Back to talking about Twitch for a second, and we'll move over to YouTube streaming in a minute. So you were like doing decently well on Twitch. You were averaging what, 30 to 40 viewers, or am I wrong in thinking that?
Oh, all right.
Or like 20,
So
about
this
20,
is
25, right?
So here's the interesting story about that. My height of Twitch was I believe it was about 2 weeks prior to your UVE tournament.
Oh, you played in that as well. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So
Okay, yeah.
2 weeks prior to that, I was averaging around 20 to 25 viewers, and I played in your tournament, and you said I could say anything, and I plugged my stream because
That's your words, yeah.
And that stream was essentially a stream where I would keep going until I finally hit 1,000 followers. That was my all-time best stream ever, getting over 20 different raids and shoutouts.
Well, after my tournament.
After your tournament, yeah, I got over 20 like different raids. I got shoutouts from like half of the Discord servers from a lot of the bigger communities.
I believe
I was averaging
as well. Because I remember raiding.
yeah, I was averaging like 90 to 100 viewers.
Jeez, on
with
Twitch.
like my peak being like 140. Everybody was there, like a bunch of content creators, a bunch of Hive staff. It was like an insanely huge stream. And yeah, and then by the end, when I finally hit 1,000 followers, I averaged around 50 to 60 viewers for like the next week, and then I applied for streamer rank.
And you got
I got denied, sadly. Yeah, but it was still, that was probably my height of Twitch. And then it kind of went downhill after that. And after like 3 weeks, when I got back down to like 20 to 25 viewers, the demotivation kind of set in. But
That's because you was kind of at an all-time high and it kind of just fell. And like, as much as I can't preach enough the fact that shouldn't demotivate you, it's hard. Like, it's easier now that you've been
it's
demotivated
hard, yeah.
about it. No, but like, it's like now that you've been demotivated about it, it won't demotivate you again, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like
I don't care about my viewers anymore. Or well, that's, I shouldn't say that. I don't care
crap
about my viewer
about you
average.
guys. Screw you.
No,
I don't care about my viewers.
No. What I meant is that like I don't care about the numbers nearly as much as I once did. Admittedly, it affected me a little bit, and now it doesn't anymore. I don't really care if I'm averaging 5 viewers or 19 viewers. I'll still act the same now.
Yeah.
And I can't really say that I acted or could say the same back then.
No, because it's easier said than done. Because that wasn't a reason for my demotivation. Mine was just 'cause I got a job. But I was talking about on stream earlier actually today on like the emotional kind of thing, I guess, afterward. I said like I can't stress enough the fact that like when I used to average 50 during COVID, I appreciated my viewers, but I did not appreciate the viewer counts. I always wanted more, and I always wanted like 60 average to get partner ranked. I always wanted something more than what I had, and it's like, you know, and you're the perfect person to talk with about this and say on the podcast, like, appreciate the viewer counts you have. Just appreciate someone being in your chat talking. Yeah, I guess you can turn around and be like, oh, but what if no one's in my chat talking? You'll get someone one day, but just appreciate one person. Like, don't, because that's what motivated you, because you're like, oh yeah, and you applied for streamer rank after a week of meeting the requirements, and that's why like when, you know, you was at an all-time high and then it kind of just dropped, it demotivated you when it shouldn't have. But that's like, I'm not saying oh, PrimeStrat, screw you, I can't believe you got demotivated by that. But you get what I mean. Like, looking back on it now, you can admit that shouldn't have demotivated me.
That's true. Yeah.
So oh yeah, go on.
Although that, I believe that instance was a lot different from why I moved to YouTube. I guess the reason why I moved to YouTube was just because Twitch seemed to have something bad happen to it literally every other week for like a few months.
Yeah. That was during the time where I wasn't streaming, so.
Yeah, and YouTube has just seen so much better.
Gifted
I streamed on YouTube. And it was just, it's, I don't know. I love Twitch. I love how Twitch chat works, but I guess it just made more sense for me to move to YouTube.
Talking before we get into YouTube, I'm already delaying it here, but we will talk about it. Let's talk about, I guess, a little bit more about like our kind of interactions, because I kind of wanted to touch on it. With this has all been in the present thing. I was gonna, that talking about the motivation was meant to be a past section, but this is all talking about the present, so it's gonna be like a big section for this, but it's fine. So okay. Talking a bit more about like us like things. So obviously with the whole dream video, that was just a random call, and then after that it became like a bit of a, we started talking more. Obviously I invited you to the UVE, you were part of the underdogs, you made it to the semi-finals and just about lost to Rubixor, but let's be real, Jake was winning that tournament. It doesn't matter if you got into the final.
I felt so hopeful because we did a couple practice matches and I actually beat Jakester. But oh my god, I was so angry with myself because I threw a boombox and I basically took out half of my own health.
It was a bit, yeah, but you know, you still did good. You got to the semi-finals, and then after that, you kind of got like this big drive of motivation to stream and stuff. So like, you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
You were also in my interviewing streamers video, weren't you? Or no? Because I'm doing that again this year. I can't remember.
Actually, I believe I was in that.
Let me scroll up. I'm pretty sure I linked the video to you because when I was scrolling for our chat, I saw it.
I remember something similar.
Yeah.
At least.
Yes, you were in it. We did. You were in that video, which you're going to be in again this year, but it's going to be a lot different because you're no longer on Twitch, you're now on YouTube. So moving into the whole YouTube streaming thing. So you've been streaming, give or take, daily. I don't think it's properly daily, is it? I'm gonna be real. Ever since you started streaming on YouTube, I haven't really kept up with you. I'm sorry. I don't. Oh no, you haven't streamed in the last 7 days. Oh no.
I've been sick for a while.
Yeah, well, okay, all right. So other than, but
and also finals were literally like
around the corner.
With it, like past week basically. So like that explains that. But.
So it's with YouTube streaming. So you moved over to YouTube because during the time when you got out of your demotivation and you came back, Twitch was having a lot of problems. YouTube seemed like it was on the rise. I was there for it. I wasn't streaming at the time, but I saw YouTube getting all these amazing changes. However, Twitch was just like slowly burning to the ground. However, Twitch is like better now. With YouTube streaming, how's it been? Have you felt a lot better? Like what are your average view counts on YouTube as well? Because I know YouTube streaming is like a lot easier to to get viewers?
So, with YouTube, actually, I'll go in real quick just to look at my analytics, so I can give you a better
Bit of understanding.
a bit, yeah.
The British side of
So
PrimeStrat coming out.
So on average, I think it's safe to say, around, it depends on the stream. So if I'm doing something that is a little more original, I can usually get somewhere around 30 to 40.
Okay.
If I'm doing just like Hive customs or win streaks, it's like 20 viewers. And obviously that depending on when I stream, those view
How'd
counts
your
can
MCCI one go?
go up and down. MCCI, I think I averaged around 14 viewers to start off, and it went down to around 5 to 9
So people
over
weren't too
time.
interested in Java then.
Sadly not, but I don't know. I didn't really. I know that most of my viewers are there for Minecraft Bedrock content. I say that because I can average about the same if I do something like playing a marketplace map.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I have a Minecraft Bedrock viewer base, it doesn't, it's obviously not going to do as well if I play Java. I still wanted to. I had a lot of fun doing that stream, but
Well, cause that's the thing with me. I have like maybe 2 or 3 Bedrock viewers, but like my audience, like I said today, I averaged 26 viewers. Yeah, I got like a raid, but I don't think, and like none of the raid viewers left. They all actually, and to be fair, I'm not even too sure if like it was the raid viewers because I was averaging the same amount beforehand, anyways. I don't know how to explain it, but the point is, I averaged 26 viewers, and I think it was off my own back, and about 2 of them who were there every now and then were Bedrock viewers. The rest of them are a whole new community who I've built in the last month. Literally, they do follow Age. They've only been following me for a month, and they like some of them have 3 days, 4 days watch time already.
that's insane.
And as I said, so I've built like a whole new audience, and I somehow did it really, really quickly as well. Because I started streaming in March, but I did variety. I started streaming Java specifically around about the end of March, start of April, and that's when I took it seriously. Java content was in April, and ever since then I've just seen rapid growth.
Wow. I mean, I can sort of say the same because though I'm gonna say I'm gonna oddball it, 60 or 70%, I guess, of my Twitch viewers did like follow me to YouTube.
That's good though.
That was really good. I have like a whole new chat on YouTube. It's crazy because
you have Papega chatters, you have the YouTube chatters.
not all of them are Papega. Not all of them.
But
There's a decent amount
Papega.
though. I surprisingly got a lot of Danny is the Bomb viewers from that one time like over a year ago where I streamed on his channel, and they're like, I remember you from that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, oh my god.
Does Hive mod affect it much or no? Does being a Hive mod like
don't-
correlate to viewers? Do you think? Like, have you gotten
Not
people
really.
joining? Like, oh my god, you're PrimeStrat, the Hive mod.
Most of the time when I get a new viewer in my chat, they don't know that I'm Hive staff.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So I can actually pretty confidently say that my rank really does not affect my viewer count at all. I mean, I guess it's I don't know. I also don't advertise it like that. I don't like to advertise my staff rank for views.
But you could.
I could, but I don't know. It's not something that I want to do because I also don't want to get into a situation where it's like I'm now known for being Hive staff and my viewers will now only watch me because I'm Hive staff. I don't want to get into that situation.
Arguably say is what happened to MJ to an extent. MJ was just a good streamer, don't get me wrong, but I think arguably a lot of people watched him mainly because he was actual Hive stuff and he was a streamer.
That definitely could be the case. But I don't know. There might be a bit bias coming from me, but I just think MJ was an amazing streamer. Really great viewer interaction, communication. It almost felt like you were a part of that family the instant you entered his chat.
It was MJ. I think he was a good streamer, but he was like, I don't know. See, the issue with me is it seems to always be a case of like nothing against MJ, so I'm not like trash talking him. What's it called? But I'm saying like it seems to be every streamer that everyone loves in the community. I seem to be like, yeah, they're not really my kind of streamer. I don't know, and I don't know what it is. The same with the community I'm in now. Like I won't say names, but there's like a lot of streamers who everyone absolutely adores. I'm just like, I don't know. I prefer watching the smaller creators. I don't know, but I guess it's because like I guess the smaller ones.
Everybody has their own opinions, of course. I mean, I think a good example is like Gigi the puppy. is a Minecraft Bedrock
No, no,
streamer.
yeah.
Or at least she streams Minecraft Bedrock. She streams a few other games as well,
Yeah, but
and does
majority
Java
don't.
from time to time. But a lot of people really like GG streams, but then a lot of people would, but then also a lot of people may like someone that's a lot more hyperactive, like GM19. I guess it just depends on what kind of viewer you are. Like, do you like more chill streams? Do you like more hyperactive streams? Do you like this personality over another? There's a lot of things that go into it, in my opinion.
So with what I was mentioned earlier about the whole like I kind of see a bit of MJ in you is like it's not a bad thing because like I said MJ was a great streamer, but like I don't know, just I don't know how to explain it, but I just like with the profile picture and with like sometimes like how you are on stream and stuff like that, like I feel like I did like you can tell that you were as an MJ fan. I don't know if it's on purpose, but it feels like sometimes your streams are a bit inspired by his, or is that just me
A lot.
assuming?
I mean, I feel like nowadays especially it's a lot more just me.
But
But there was
beforehand.
beforehand. Oh, for sure. I was a lot of things were inspired by MJ. Although I feel like that a big turning point as a content creator was Honeycomb SMP. That even though that kind of didn't do as well as a lot of people had envisioned, that kind of opened the connections to a lot of the creators that I got to know. Because that opened the door for me to get invited to CCC. And
Okay, yeah.
and a lot of other things like around that nature. And then I guess from Honeycomb SMP and building a lot of connections, I started to actually learn how to do good videos and how to edit better and making thumbnails and just overall becoming a better content creator and also just becoming more original than what I had originally portrayed myself as, I guess.
I left CCC a long time ago, and like from what I'm
Yeah.
aware, I'm still like mentioned a decent amount in there, which is funny.
I don't know. I only go in there to get advice or to look at like thumbnail resources.
Fair enough, honestly. I think it was alright. I guess the last thing that I wanted to ask about you being on YouTube, and then the next thing we're gonna get into is still about the present. However, I like to mention how I transition stuff. I don't really know why I do it because the viewers know when I transition it, but I'm actually gonna have this as its own little section, and then we're gonna transition into the next thing, which is still the present, but it's just a thing. This has been interesting, by the way. At first, I was a bit worried it wouldn't be so long, but we've been recording for 36 minutes so far, Prime. So you know, it's time's kind of flying. I can't believe it. So the last thing I want to ask you, and I have a feeling I know the answer, but I want to ask it anyway. When you transitioned over to YouTube, or when you came back from the demotivation, why did you stick with Bedrock content?
Oh, I can feel the comments section. Oh boy. All
Can
right.
you?
So,
Huh?
all right.
More comment section.
I'm very aware of that Java's I guess
Superior,
kind of the main.
bug rock bad. Sorry, Karen, my bad.
I'm aware that Java is kind of the mainstream Minecraft that a lot of creators stick to.
Yes.
My first instance of Minecraft Bedrock Edition was the fact that all my friends no longer played Java. It was easier for them to play Bedrock, and I in turn played Bedrock. I love the Hive for a lot of different reasons, but the Hive was kind of like my first big server that I stuck to in that community because I was never like a Hypixel player or I didn't really play a ton of Java servers. If I was playing Java, I would always be playing like modded Minecraft or single player.
Yeah.
I guess Minecraft Bedrock is just originally for me when I first started doing content creation. I thought Minecraft Bedrock had a lot of potential to grow and evolve because it reaches a lot of different people than the competition you see in Java. And also with the Hive specifically, I guess I felt like that was a smaller medium in content creation that would allow a smaller creator to start really building. And that's kind of what drove me to just stick with Minecraft Bedrock.
And then obviously being a Hive mod probably contributed, or Hive helper, Hive staff probably contributed to that as well, right?
I wasn't really I don't know. I guess
Well, when you came
well, I
back
mean
from your demotivation, you were a Hive
could
mod.
play a part in it.
But no, but
It could play a part in it.
You were a Hive mod when you came back from your demotivation. So
Oh, yeah,
I know you're not saying you do your whole thing about being a Hive mod, but you were still actively playing Hive. See, when I came back to streaming, I left Bedrock Edition. I moved to Java, and honestly, honestly, I am so much happier in this Java community, and like I have my own viewer base. In Hive, I shared all the viewers, and the issue as well is Prime with that, like all the viewers I shared, they all watch Potato Pie, they all watch MJ and stuff like that. So they'd always want to watch their stream, and I had to stream at like 7 or 8 p.m. just to cater to the American audience because Hive players are all American, or the Hive Twitch viewers are all American. It's so I stream at 4 p.m. BST now to about 7. I got to stream today and then come and do the podcast with you at 8 p.m. give or take. We started a little bit earlier without having to worry about being on less viewers. I was actually on more viewers. Yeah, I miss out on the American audience, but summer's around the corner. Summer's only a month away for you guys. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be streaming at 11 a.m. give or take. I mean, on days that, you know, they're off. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I that's why I moved away personally, because I find it a lot happier. But and once again, a bit of a weird hot take, but do you think you being American contributed to you staying on the Hive as well? Because one of the reasons I moved, like, as I'm not trying to be funny, but one of the reasons I moved away from the Hive was because I'm British, and I don't know. I think I talked about this on with the comeback podcast. It's not me trying to sound pitiful, but like I feel like I'm more valued in this community, if that makes sense, than I was in the Hive. Like,
Yeah.
do you think like value has a part of it as well? Like, because a lot of people appreciate you, including myself. That's why I went out of my way to, well, not really went out of my way, but that's why I wanted to re-record a podcast with you, because I appreciate you. Like, do you think that also plays a part in it?
I guess it's tough to say. In terms of like if I was an American, like answering that first question, I really wouldn't be able to give you a good answer for that because
Well, I
I feel like
that. Yeah, I just kind of just said it.
it's a little difficult without being on that other end of it. But forgive me. What was the other part of that question?
The other one was just like being valued, like because you're quite valued in this community. Do you reckon that's why you stayed? 'Cause I didn't feel very valued. I'm a bureau, so
And I guess I never really gave it a ton of thought, but that definitely feels like
Well,
I do feel like that I'm appreciated a lot by a lot of different people. I feel like a lot of like I collab with quite a few creators and whatnot. So that definitely could be a contributing factor. It's tough to say because I don't know. I guess I never thought that I would be in this sort of situation. And I'm very grateful to be in a situation where like, wow, a lot of people kind of look up to me in like the Hive community, but
yeah. How sweet. That's
it's not for everyone at the same time. I know that like for you, there's a lot of differences in that sense, but
that's just
I'm also very happy that you kind of found your own community and your own like path in content creation.
Yeah, I feel so content. Java 1.19 is so good. I don't know, Hive just got stale for me. Like I said before, I don't think the Hive server's dying, but Hive content died, in my opinion. I think it's like outright dead, in my opinion anyways. Like, you still stream it, but I don't know, like custom servers are fun and stuff like that, but like, I watched Potato Pie play Skywars yesterday, and the dude ran into so many hackers. And like, because I get stream sniped, but my stream snipers aren't toxic, nor are they cheating, nor do they really target. Hive stream snipers, entire different story. And there's like I understand it's a free position, and like once again I'm this is coming from me, so Holly, if you're watching this isn't PrimeStrat's words, this is mine. Hive mods, I understand they're doing it as like a free position and they're not getting paid for it and stuff like that. None of them watch streams. They don't. So like I just like, and it's so easy to cheat on the Hive. Like I know they have an anti-cheat, but it's so easy to just break the rules. And like nothing's ever really been done about it, in my opinion. So that's why it's like, that's what kind of steered me away. But I'm glad you're enjoying it still. So our name is going a little rant on the podcast.
I have a very different opinion about that. But
go on, share it if you're down to.
I don't know. So my personal opinion on it is that I feel like from what I've seen, and I can't really go into detail about it, but reports are handled daily, and a lot of them are done. There are a ton of reports. I do actively see a lot of cheaters in Skywars specifically. I feel like Skywars is sort of like a hotspot for cheaters.
Yeah,
which is a shame because Skywars is also a very popular PvP game mode.
That's why it's the hotspot.
Yeah. Because when I play Treasure Wars or survival games, I rarely run into like hackers at all. But you know, every server is going to have a bit of a cheater problem, and I don't know. I feel like the Hive is doing the best it can with regards to it. I also understand that sniping is another like big thing, especially for like someone like you who has a pretty decent following. And you know, if you have YouTube rank or any partner rank,
Nick exposing and stuff, yeah.
You never know, because there's people who are like, oh, they have a cool rank, I want to snipe them, I want to play with my favorite streamer, or I want to get this clip. There's a lot of different reasons. It's still not allowed, you shouldn't do it, but it does happen.
Well, my thing is, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like content just went downhill once MJ left. But like, then again, the only reason MJ could stay so
I sort of agree, actually. I have one quick thought about that.
Okay, you go.
So
I'll say what I was gonna say. You go first.
So I actually very much agree with you in a certain sense. I kind of take after Danny's the Bomb's take on it in a sense, which was Hive can be a great tool for content creation, but it shouldn't be the main focus.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like if you did a video like getting the most world records and you implement some of the Hive's like speedrun.com submissions into that video along with maybe a bunch of other servers, that would work a lot better than just being like, I got every Hive world record. But I guess that's just my opinion on it. I do still make some videos that are Hive specific, but I don't really I've started to kind of move away from advertising it that way. Instead of saying or putting Hive in the title, for example, I would instead say I joined this Minecraft tournament or something similar. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you. But the thing I was gonna say is the thing with MJ, once again, sorry, I don't mean to talk so much about MJ, but it's like linked into what we're talking about, like with the whole moving to YouTube stuff. I feel like the only reason he could stay so entertaining is because he had Hive rank. The amount of times this dude used to go to a screen and like even made a whole thing about it. He even had an old custom screen about it where he could just go and ban whoever he wanted. Like he beat, like you could join his game one time and you'd get banned. It happened so many times. Like he used to just ban and kick and do anything he wanted because he could, and that's why he could stay entertaining. Whereas like the average content creator like myself, Potato Turbo, we never had that ability. I mean, we never will have that ability, and it makes sense. But if like Turbo is constantly getting stream sites, they have to go to the Hive partner Discord, they have to report it, they then have to wait 5 years for it to actually be dealt with because no one really checks that channel in the first place. And it's like, that's why I also feel like once he left, that's why it kind of went downhill, because he was the only one who could stay entertaining. Yeah, people still watch Potato and Turbo and stuff like that, but once he left, people just stopped using Twitch. Hot take, but it's true. I mean, I think it's true anyway. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but there's a lot of things I've said in the past, and in a few months later, people are like, actually, Orbits, you were right. But yeah, that's my opinion. That obviously doesn't reflect on you. We're just having a conversation about it. But yeah, so back to the thing. Yeah. You moved over to YouTube.
I understand your viewpoint.
You moved over to YouTube because Twitch was dying. Well, Twitch was having a lot of bad moments, and you're having a lot of fun there still, yeah?
Pretty much. It was a pretty sweet last Twitch stream. When I decided to move to YouTube, I did like a final Twitch stream. And it was we just kind of did a lot of the stuff that everybody enjoyed doing Twitch streams for. I made a thing where like we would joke around and look at like Hive related Reddits and stuff. We did custom servers, we did all that. And at the very end, there was like a little video compilation of all my moments that led up to that point.
Yeah.
And then I do think that Hive content on Twitch is certainly not in the best state right now. I don't know if that's necessarily Hive's fault. I also think that just the landscape of Twitch is changing to such a degree.
Well, I think Twitch streamers are still doing well. Like Potato still does well. Onikan is doing alright as well. Like anyone who
they are. I guess I just mean more like
it's like not what
Potato
it
used to be averaging like 100 viewers, and he doesn't anymore.
But that was also during COVID. That was also during COVID.
That's true. COVID definitely could have influenced it a whole lot.
That's why I said, like, whenever I say I used to average 50 viewers, I always like specify during COVID. So like there's that, and like even with that, like Hive is just slowly falling off, and that's why like people stopped, because the thing is with like Java, I have so many things I can do. Like today, like the other day, I played about 4 different servers in one stream. Whereas like with Bedrock Edition, it's only really the Hive. I've tried streaming Galaxite. Every single time I stream Galaxite, it kicks me from games. So I said I'm not playing anymore, and they let me keep my partner rank because I physically can't play it until they fix my issue. So there's that. CubeCraft is alright. I like CubeCraft Java quite a bit. Bedrock, not so much. Hive's there. What else can you really play on the Hive, on Bedrock Edition? And I guess that's why there's also that issue of like people can't really like do much variety. The only thing to stream is Hive Skywars, or like Potato does Hive Skywars, Turbo does Hive Skywars, MJ did Hive Treasure Wars. Like no one really wants to watch survival games. Plus it gets a bit boring to play. Can't stream Just Build. Why would you stream hide and seek? Death Run is Death Run. What else have you got? Skywars kits, cool. You know. So that's why I think like Hive, make content in general. It's still doing really, really well. It's just hard to like grow with it. The Hive community itself with content isn't really growing, in my opinion.
I can actually agree with that to an extent. I do feel like that you're going to benefit a lot more from Minecraft Bedrock generally. At the very least, once you hit like even 1,000 subscribers, you're at a point where it's like you should probably start doing like Bedrock. If you're doing Bedrock Edition content at all, you should keep it very open to not being. You shouldn't make it like server specific. I think it's I don't know about other content creators, but this definitely could be. Actually, it is. It's not because I'm Hive staff. In fact, it might be. It might be a result of me. I guess it was a prerequisite to why I eventually became Hive staff. But I play Hive for fun, outside of a content creation. So that definitely might play a bit of a factor in it.
See, I don't.
That might be like, I guess, a part of it. But yeah, that's YouTube in a nutshell for me nowadays. It's just I still really enjoy it, but I guess I need to also figure out a way to move away from Hive content personally, because I feel like my journey as a content creator is very different from me being Hive staff.
Yeah, and that's why you've come on as like as a content creator, but we can't help but talk about you being Hive staff as well, if that makes sense, because it's there.
For sure,
like,
yeah.
It's there to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess moving on then, because I this podcast went from, oh no, we've only been recording for 17 minutes to, oh shit, we've been recording for 51 minutes. So this next part, we'll spend a bit of time talking about it, but with the podcast, I try not to make them too long because I still want to cater to the viewer of like wanting to listen to the entire thing. However, I still want to like talk enough about like us. I think the podcast has been good so far. Like you've been alright with everything, yeah. So let's talk about WMCT. What does it stand for?
We Make Cool Things was the original acronym, and as like a funny play on words, we are calling our tournament We Make Cool Tournaments.
So it's a tournament. What is it? What is it about? What's the deal?
Okay, so a long time ago, when I was looking for innovative ways to make new content on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, I started making my own little mini games just out of command blocks in my own survival worlds, and I would invite my viewers to the world and we'd play these games. And eventually, that evolved into a little group that I made called We Make Cool Things, where I invited a bunch of friends to help me in these little projects, entirely for content creation, of course. We didn't have any overarching goals at the moment. And then eventually, around this time, I got invited to MCBC. And if you don't know what MCBC is for the viewers, it's called Minecraft Bedrock Championships, and it's essentially a MCC on Bedrock Edition. They have their own original games, but the format is very similar to MCC, and that was kind of like their big inspiration. But it was a really good tournament, and what was surprising is that they made this thing on Bedrock Edition. Aside from MCBC, from the research that I've done, there aren't really a ton of decent large tournaments that are for the Minecraft Bedrock edition of the game.
No, I wasn't aware of any other than MCBC. Other than like MCC recreations, like there's like one or two. But
yeah, exactly. But that's what kind of inspired me to be like, okay, well, what if we made a tournament on Minecraft Bedrock edition for content creators that is our own unique idea, completely separate from MCC type tournaments, and try to make something incredibly large in that kind of in the Minecraft Bedrock tournament scene, because it's like vacant. There's nothing. Well, again, aside from MCBC, on top of this group, eventually turned into what We Make Cool Tournaments, or WMC tournaments.
So who's in this? Who's in this group that you can name? Anyone I might know?
You might. There's Bean Rollup, or Roman.
Okay, of course.
There's yeah. Butterpal's in it. Crazy Guy's in it. Flamestream.
Oh, okay.
There's a few people. But yeah, essentially we got together and we started drafting all these ideas, and we wanted to make this really big Minecraft Bedrock tournament with our own unique takes, our own completely, we have like our own system for the tournament. There isn't like a finale bit with the top two highest scoring. There's no voting system, but it does carry a lot of the same charm with how a point system kind of goes. I don't want to reveal too much about it because I want it to be like a big surprise when we finally release a lot of more in-depth details. But yeah, I guess that's like the big thing with it. And I'm like, I I've been very excited for it. Because it's become way bigger than I had originally thought it would. But I guess yeah, that was like the big thing for it. I wanted to make a Minecraft Bedrock tournament for content creators that is incredibly high quality and something very original that people could participate in. And my hope is that kind of I just want, I guess, to make something cool for everybody to experience, and that was the big inspiration for it.
So streaming, being ill, Hive mod, we make cool things, and studies. Jesus, PrimeStrat, you have quite the bit you're juggling right now, huh?
Oh yeah,
When
for sure.
can we expect this tournament to be out?
I do not want to give a date, dear God.
Okay. Give or take, how much progress percentage wise do you think you've made? Like 50%?
So we have
30%, 78%.
Okay.
Okay, disclaimer, you can't base this on anything, because if it's currently 78%, anything could happen putting it back down to 70%. There we go. I've made that disclaimer for viewers. Now you can give me a percentage. There you go. I've covered your back.
So the WMCT group essentially took a very long break during school season. We about a month or so ago, we started working on it again, and we made absolutely insane amounts of progress in such a short period of time. I don't know if this momentum will stay. So that's why I don't want to like give anything specific. But
that's what I'm saying, based on like everything right now, what would you say?
My hope is that it releases this year, but I don't want to guarantee that. If I were to give a percentage, we've completed 3 maps for 3 different games, or so 1 map per game, and one of those games is almost in like a playtesting stage, and we have a lot of like animations and stuff done. I'm gonna say maybe like 20 or 30%.
Jeez, okay, so that's a lot less than I realized.
Yeah, but bear in mind, a month ago it was more like 5%, which is why I was like insane progress.
And you also want it to be done right. Like, it doesn't want to be a case of announcing the tournament, and what's it called, and then like it's like 2 years later and nothing's happened, kind of thing.
Exactly. We do have like a public little Discord server for like suggestions, and we kind of give like, what we've decided to do is, in order to start building a bit of a community around it and getting and like spawning interest, is in this public Discord server we kind of give like developer updates every few days on like what we're doing. And yeah, it's very I think the things that take the most of my time nowadays is doing stuff as a Hive mod and doing WMCT stuff, which is insane, because I basically I do school, I get home, and then I go on the Hive for like a few hours, and then I do WMCT stuff for a few hours.
So it's just constant busyness. You don't really get any like, I guess, time to yourself right now.
That is true, although the difference is that I enjoy being Hive staff and doing WMCT stuff so much that it's I enjoy doing it. It's not like a chore for me.
That's fair, honestly. You get what I mean though. When I say about me time, I mean just like sitting down vibing kind of thing. It's like when you're on the Hive, you're still a moderator. When you're doing MCT, it's still making a tournament. Do you get what I mean? Like, although you still enjoy it, it's still like not just chilling time kind of thing.
I guess so, yeah. I'm also a workaholic, so there's that. But I always feel like I need to be doing something. Which is why when I get sick, I get so like, it sucks, because I'm like, I want to move around, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I feel so terrible doing it.
That's fair, right? Yeah, I get that. I felt a little bit unwell last night, and still don't feel the best now. Like, I felt like my iron has been low lately, like really low, so I'm taking medicine for it. So this entire time, not like because of the podcast, I mean just all day, even during my stream, I've just felt really tired. That's why I'm trying my best, and I'm sorry if it may not seem like I'm all there, but I do have like a reason for it, and we discussed this before I began anyway, so you knew this. Same way how you're unwell. So like, you know I don't mean any, like, if I do seem off at points, it's not like thing, it's just, it's physically something I can't control right now, but I still want to do the podcast with you because you're a great guest. So with We Make Cool Things, is there anything, We Make Cool Tournaments, I should say, is there anything else you want to talk about regarding it?
I have a lot of high hopes for it. I really do hope it's like something that a lot of content creators kind of gather around to partake in at one point. That would be really cool to see. We are, I think, like, the only main rule for it is that, like, if you do plan on participating, that we expect you to like stream or record it to some degrry.
Oh yeah, I'll stream it. Like, I still play MTBC. I'd be planning on one this weekend if I could, but I'm on holiday.
Don't worry, Insane Orbits, I'll win for you.
Please do. You're on a team with Vera and Oracat. No, that's not your team, is it?
No, that's not my team.
So what's your team? team?
I am with Slates and Kidiel.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's a good team. Yeah, back to remake all tournaments. So, one of the requirements is streaming it. So like, how often do you reckon tournaments will be? Once a month, twice a month?
I think we're gonna aim for around once a month, maybe something like 6 to 8 weeks. It very much depends on how things play out. We're very hopeful with the development side of things, because like I think actually the other day, yesterday, we did like a big beta test of sorts to kind of test things like the connection, and the server seemed to handle like 20 something players fairly decently. So I'm very excited for it. It's definitely going to be something different, because the way we structured this tournament is it's going to be almost like you're playing in an adventure map while having these tournament aspects play out throughout the event.
I'm
I
looking
think
forward to seeing it, honestly.
I'd love to show you some stuff sometime.
I mean,
But
yeah, maybe not off podcast. It's gonna be quite.
oh yeah, no, yeah, I because you mentioned before a bunch of times you did quite a hyperactive stream, and now you're doing the podcast. You're probably going to be pretty spent.
Well, it's not just that. It's like it's mainly the iron thing. Honestly, like this medicine. It's because it's low iron, so I have to take medicine to build my iron up. And I used to be anemic when I was younger, and my mum reckons I'm anemic again, and it just makes me feel so drained and tired. Like it genuinely makes me just feel dead inside. Like it's nothing against you, and I really wish I was upbeat with this, but I'd love to. This isn't the end of the podcast. We're still going to be talking. I'm just saying, I'd love to have you back on once the tournament releases. Anyways, it'd be great to have you back on talking about it, because that podcast. Because now we've had another podcast about you. The podcast would be about the tournament instead, which would be cool. So
oh yeah,
I guess a short little segment then before we get into the only Twitter question I have, and it's about the future. So normally I might ask you a few questions regarding this, but I think we've had like a really good conversation today. So
yeah,
regarding future of your content, I was gonna say future of my we make cool things, but we kind of already talked about them. We don't want to leak too much anyways. We want to be a surprise. But with the future of your content, is there anything we can expect? Do you think you're gonna stick to the same thing? Your studies are over in less than a month, right? So it's summer full blast, PrimeStrat. What can we expect?
I hope to be doing a lot of streaming, definitely. I want to post a lot of videos. I don't want to promise that I'm going to be uploading daily or anything like that. I've learned from previous instances of me promising these things that things happen and the unexpected. But over the summer, I definitely plan on making a lot of content on my main channel, and actually on the WMCT YouTube channel, posting some updates on there and doing a lot of content creation on both ends, which is going to be really nice. But yeah, I have a lot of really cool ideas. I think one like big thing to go into more specifically is I want to boost like my viewers on like my videos to like 3,000, and I want to start making a lot of like Minecraft Bedrock videos and starting to do things like I coded this into Minecraft and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to do stuff like that.
I know we're never gonna get. Are we never gonna see you back on Twitch? Are you never gonna make any Java? Like, are you never gonna move to Java? Are you sticking with Bedrock?
I don't know if you see, I think Bedrock's gonna be my main content. I'm not opposed to making Java content. I've done Java streams. I think given the opportunity and depending on like my mood at the time, I might randomly do like, I'm gonna play some MCCI today or some Hypixel or even doing something like, I'm gonna go play this Minecraft mod with some friends. So, stuff like that.
Well, if you're ever doing an early stream and you're on Java, there's a Mario Party server that I've got on Potato Pie hooked on. I love it. Ooh. And Potato Pie, no, genuinely, Potato Pie is hooked, and he just wants to play it all the time. Like, he was streaming Hive yesterday. He said, I really want to do the Mario Party server. So if you ever get a chance, it's Saito. It's a German server, and it's really, really good. I'll send you
the IP. Yeah.
If you ever get, trust me, honestly, play it with your viewers on stream. It's just like custom servers. It's mini games. It's so fun. But you can't do custom servers, so you just have to go into public games. So there's like 24 spots. It's great.
I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah,
for sure.
But sorry, I cut you off. My bad. What were you gonna say?
No worries. Sorry about
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your future.
I think that's like the big thing for content creation, at least.
All right, so to bring this podcast to a close then, there was a good few Twitter questions. Only issue is the majority of them were answered throughout the podcast. However, there is one that hasn't been answered, and I purposely didn't ask it because I wanted to save it for this. So it's from Ian the Lad, up the Ian. What future plans do you have with all of the coding/programming experience later on? Perhaps working for Mojang?
Oh wow. One thing that has crossed my mind is working for Hive. As like an anti-cheat developer or something similar. But I think I am gonna definitely give that a lot of time because I am still in school. I am studying computer science and programming and all that. But I'm not going to be done those studies for at least another year and a half or so. But if I'm still invested in Hive and things play out that way, I could definitely see myself applying to work for Hive or something similar. That because I'm very involved in a lot of these like gaming communities, so I definitely want to pursue something that has a similar interest.
And that similar interesting would be Hive or like just
Hive
Bedrock in
or
general.
game development or something similar.
Because you're definitely very talented, very skilled as well.
I feel like I always have a lot to learn, so I don't like to say that about myself.
Yeah, no, but even if you have a lot to learn, you can still say that, like, you know, that you're talented.
I feel like I definitely have a gift for it. It's something that I'm really interested in learning, so that does help.
And then hopefully down the line, we'll get to see some of it shine.
Of course, yeah.
Well, PrimeStrat. Oh yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say that's kind of what stems from that's kind of like my idea with I want to code this into Minecraft Bedrock and stuff and some more videos for the future. So you might be able to see some of these instances sooner than you think, but
and we make cool tournaments as well. That's part of it, I guess.
Oh, very very much so. Yeah.
Well, PrimeStrat. Once again, I'd like to apologize if it seemed like I was like tired or anything on the podcast. I have explained to you, and you know, and I've said it on the podcast. So I am deeply sorry about that. I wish I could, but it's like physically nothing I can do about it. So, but you have been an amazing guest. Before we end, plug anything you like, anything.
Oh, let's go! All right, everybody, right now, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's go! It's just PrimeStrat on everything. You can go in my YouTube. I don't know why you would follow on Twitch, but I technically still have it. Join my Discord. Also, discord.gg/PrimeStrat. Go.
You've been amazing, Prime. It's been great to talk to you. And considering I don't like re-recording podcasts, I really enjoyed this one. Once again, I do feel a little bit annoyed because I feel like there's more I asked you in the previous one, considering this has been like half an hour less. But, you know, I mean, I enjoyed the conversation nonetheless, talking about moving over to YouTube into motivation and stuff, so it was all good. And I hope everyone got to hear what they wanted to hear. So, but yeah.
Hopefully.
This has been...
You can always have me on again.
I will, one day. Maybe. This has been the Inside Minecraft podcast. Everything, give or take, you need to know about PrimeStrat. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Don't eat too much bread. Pieces. You gonna say bye?
Bye!
There we go. Well done.